I finally watched Star Wars The Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, the animated TV shows that came from the Star Wars universe. They are canon, but I finally sat down and watched them, and all I can say is, holy crap, those are two great shows. Especially Star Wars Clone Wars. Star Wars Rebels is good, but it's only in its first season. The first season was still pretty short, but they're about to start their second season. I can't wait for it. I'm really looking forward to it. I love the very small Firefly feel to it, and the way that they gave kind of a perspective on life under the Empire, because in the original trilogy, all we really got of the Empire was they're bad. And they were bad, but we didn't really know why or how exactly they were bad. Whereas in Star Wars Rebels, we really get a scoped look at what the Empire is doing that's so bad. They're very oppressive. You know, they're making rules to fit themselves. They're very corrupt. So it's good to get that perspective. I love the characters on it. They're, you know, all on this one ship, so it has this very Firefly feel to it, which actually some comments have been made on previous videos where I talked about Firefly, that Star Wars Rebels did feel a lot like Firefly, and I have to absolutely agree. Also, Freddie Prinze Jr. is one of the main characters, lends his voice to one of the main characters, and he's been doing a lot of voice work since Mass Effect 3 and Dragon Age, so it's really good. It's really cool to see him continuing his voice career with this show, and he's doing a great job. Star Wars The Clone Wars was even better. It was 6 seasons, and it basically just fixed all of the problems with the prequels, except Jar Jar Binks. There's really no fixing Jar Jar Binks. It fixed all the little problems. For one, it fixed the character of Anakin Skywalker. The Anakin Skywalker they have in the show, he's a very strong character, and he's still very willful. He's still driven by emotion, and you can really see in his character the things that drive him. He does everything for the love of his friends and family, and you can see how that would drive him to the decisions that he makes, to the dark side, to follow Emperor Palpatine. They gave a lot more depth to the Clone Wars, because in Attack of the Clones they just started, and then Revenge of the Sith they basically just ended. We didn't get a whole lot of perspective into the actual Clone Wars and the things going on, so it was really great to see that. Also, the clones themselves, they are so, I mean, they're all clones, so they're all copies of each other, but they're also individualistic, and it was great to see so many distinct characters come from the clones when they're supposed to be exactly like each other, but they're all so individual, and I love that. The point of this video, the reason I'm talking about these Star Wars TV shows, is that it got me thinking about all of the good things that came from the Star Wars Prequel Trilogy. There are so many articles and videos and opinions that are against the prequels. I don't think you could swing a dead cat meme on the internet without hitting at least 1 or 2 articles or references to how bad the prequels were. So I wanted to take this chance to really talk about the good that the prequels did and the good things about them. There aren't many, but there are some. First off, lightsaber battles. In the original trilogy, there were lightsaber battles, but they weren't that cool to see. I mean, they were kind of cool, but I mean, Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader, I mean, it's a 60-plus-year-old guy, and Darth Vader, who as badass as Darth Vader is, he's kind of constricted in a suit. He can't really do a whole lot. So, whereas in the prequel trilogy, I mean, we had running, we had fighting, we had jumping, we had flipping. We had Yoda with a lightsaber. I'm sorry, a lot of people think that's funny. I thought Yoda with a lightsaber was one of the coolest things I'd ever seen. In Phantom Menace, we had a lot of really good ones, and then we had the Duel of the Fates battle between Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan and Darth Maul, and it was fantastic, and he had the double-sided lightsaber, and it was so awesome to watch that. I think that's the only scene in Phantom Menace that I actually sit down and watch. It's the best part of the movie. Plus, we got that great song done by John Williams. It's one of the best songs by John Williams I've ever heard, because most of his music is good, but it all starts to blend together. Duel of the Fates was so amazing. That battle, the lightsaber battle, and then just throughout the rest of the prequel trilogy, the lightsaber battles were so intense. I love lightsaber battles. They're my favorite part about Star Wars. I know I love the lore, I love the Jedi, I love the characters, but my favorite thing about Star Wars is lightsaber battles. Seriously, I will get drunk and sit on my computer for hours looking up videos on YouTube of lightsaber battles. They're kind of awesome. Emperor Palpatine. What I did like about him is the manipulations that he did. Basically, the entire prequel trilogy was about Palpatine getting two people to play chess against each other, and then when he thought the time was right, he flipped the table over. He basically had the Republic and the Separatists fighting each other and making things work in his favor so that he could become Emperor of the Galactic Republic. So he could become the Galactic Emperor. And the manipulations were just so smart and so well done, and I really enjoyed that aspect of the story. Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. I don't think there could have been a better casting choice for Obi-Wan than Ewan McGregor. And actually, he's actually related to someone from the original trilogies. I think it was Biggs or Wedge. It was one of the named Rogue Squadron pilots. That was actually Ewan McGregor's uncle. So that was kind of cool. But Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan was fantastic. Couldn't think of a better person to play Obi-Wan than Sir Alec McGuinness. Yes, the Star Wars prequels have a lot of problems. I will absolutely admit to that. But I'm also someone who I will defend the prequels. They were my movies. I didn't get to go see the original trilogy when I was a kid in theaters. I just grew up watching them on VHS. I know we haven't heard the term VHS in a long time. But I did get to go to, the midnight premieres dressed in costume for the prequel trilogy. And there were a lot of stuff that I liked. What do you think is good about the prequel trilogy? Let me know in the comments. Also, it's time to reveal who won the Funko figure for May. I did a random drawing, and the name I pulled out was Desi Lene, who is actually Danae, who was a guest on the show a few weeks back about the Sherlock episode. So amazingly enough, she won the Funko figure. I swear to God, I pulled it randomly, and her name is what came out. So Danae, I'll be talking to you later, and to give you your Funko figure. Let me know what you think in the comments, follow me on all the internets, and subscribe to my channel so we can geek out some more. Thanks for watching. So Captain America, Thor, Hulk.